Didn't realize this was a dead end, so we're gonna turn around. Look at this. This is a really crappy part of the road right here. And 3, 2, 1, go! A little bit of sauce. What is up, YouTube? So today's video is going to be, basically, I've had this bike now for a month, and I figured I would give you guys kind of my couple of things, like things that I don't like about the bike, things I do like about the bike, and things that I'm going to change, you know, just because it'll be pretty interesting in case you're planning on getting this bike or you're just curious. Because I'm sure most of you guys are like me, and even if you aren't actually buying something, you still watch a bunch of videos on it just because you're curious. God, this part of the is so bad. Oh my gosh. Ugh, it's awful. Good news is we can do another little acceleration. First gear and go. Ninja ZX-4RR, a month later. What do I like? What do I don't like? First things first, I feel like we should start off with things that I don't like, because in the world of YouTube, people love to hear the bad stuff rather than the good, so that's what we're gonna do. Things that I don't like, since I'm looking at it right here. Windshield is a little, I wish it would come up a little bit higher, you know, to give a little bit more protection for, like, for example, tucking and just in general, just riding around. Also, I should point out, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be saying I don't like is going to be pretty, like, not significant, not a big deal, because just overall, I really like this bike. But, you know, I figured I'd still give you guys some stuff that I truly like, you know, that I truly do wish was better or improved or whatnot. Next, this guy right here. It's the gauge cluster I like in terms of what information it tells me, how it looks, how easy it is to see, all that stuff. What I don't like is how hard it is to change information or to, like, clear information, or I guess not, maybe not hard is the word, but, you know, just like, for example, you know, you can flick through here. If I press down, it cycles through this bottom section. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. And then if I press up, it goes through this one, my trip A, trip B, which is cool. However, I would like it better if, like, up and down would stay, like, on one thing, and then to change it, you could hit the lap button and then make it change. And also, like, for example, to change your trip, you would think, like, okay, just press the lap button and that'll clear it, but it doesn't. Which, again, just for me, would make more sense. So it's just, again, a small thing, but, you know, it is something that does bother me, just because, again, it just doesn't seem as intuitive with certain things. But other than that, I think the screen's awesome. And obviously, I'm not going to harp on this too much because I have plenty of videos talking about it, but you know, we should talk briefly about one of the things that I don't like is that, unfortunately, to bring this bike to the American market, obviously Kawasaki had to make it emissions compliant, which meant basically kind of detuning the bike. So, but again, I've talked about that in length, and you can tune it and get that power back. What's up, dude? Hi, Paul. What's up, man? Hey, you got the big boy. One other thing that is kind of annoying, at least for me, maybe not for you, but again, this is my list, so, you know, whatever. The gas tank. It's a 4-gallon tank, which, you know, the size-wise, that's cool. However, the thing that tells you that you're low on gas, you know, when it starts to blink and then your little fuel light comes on, it seems, at least in my opinion, that it comes on too soon, which, again, I know some of you guys are gonna be like, well, how could that be a bad thing? My boy's stopping for railroad crossings. This is gonna be bumpy. The biggest reason that I guess that bothers me is because it's like, then I'm filling up well before I need to. You know, like, the light should come on and start flashing when you have, like, 1 gallon left, not 2 gallons left, because if you're averaging, like I have, about 47 miles, that's usually, oh, hold on. like I was saying, that's usually... Oh, is this a bump? Yes, it is. So, you know, that's usually enough. 1 gallon would get you, you know, again, if you're averaging about 50 like I am, that's enough to get you to most likely to a gas station. I don't know, just a little, again, little nitpicky thing, but that does bother me for some reason. Mostly because I'm one of those dudes that, like, you know, that meme where it's like, trust me, I know my bike, bro, or I know my car, bro, when you're on E, like, that is me. Now let's get on to the good stuff. Things that I like about the bike. Now I've mentioned some of this stuff before, so if you've heard it before, sorry. I'm gonna kind of mosey on around this dude because, you know, I can. The suspension is actually pretty comfortable for being the type of bike that it is. Like, it handles bumps as well as it can for being a sport bike, you know. It's not a dual sport by any means, but it handles the bumps pretty well, better than I expected. The build quality of this bike is really good. Just like the way everything is and kind of how it's put together, it feels really solid, you know, and everything feels good, you know, like for example, the indicators feel good. Other things that I also really like, the induction sound, man. The induction sound of an inline 4. Let's see, I'll show you guys here real quick. Slow down to about a second, so just listen to kind of like the induction noise here. I just love the way that sounds. It just sounds awesome. You know, it just sounds super cool. Other things I really like about the bike is just how light and how nimble it feels. You know, because some bikes can feel really light and feel like they want to lean over, but then when you get up to like high speed, they don't feel as stable. And this bike feels stable. Oh look, there's a plane up there. I'm not very sure you guys can see that. Fun fact, I actually am a pilot and have my pilot's license, but I just haven't flown in a while. This bike feels playful, like that's what it wants. It wants to be leaned over and it wants you to hit some corners really hard. But then at speed, it doesn't feel floaty or darty. It feels really solid, gives you confidence. So that's one thing that I really like about this bike. The front brake is actually really strong. Like, it's got a lot of pull and it's really progressive, so it's not one of those on-off brakes. It's the more you pull, the more you get. For example, I can grab, squeeze, and it really starts slowing you down. And then as far as things that I'm going to change about the bike, obviously, as I've mentioned quite a few times, I'm going to do the tune because, you know, I do want that extra top-end power, which is kind of where this thing struggles, because that's, if you look at the dyno chart, that's where they robbed it. I'm gonna do the windshield here, and then obviously like a slip-on exhaust, which the only thing that's kind of frustrating right now about a slip-on is there's like only one that I've really found specific for this bike, which is the Graves exhaust, which sounds fine. I just don't like the way it looks. I don't know, there's just something about it. And I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know if it's the sticker on the side. I don't like the way it looks. So I'm waiting for like Yoshimura or like M4 or something to come out with an exhaust, a slip-on for this bike, because I think that the bike definitely needs it. You know, you want to hear that inline 4 scream. Didn't realize this was a dead end, so we're gonna turn around and go this way because I didn't realize there was no way out of here. Obviously a tail tidy, you know, get rid of that nasty rear fender, you know, gonna do a fender eliminator kit on it, just because, I mean, every bike suffers from that, unfortunately. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, hope you had a good time. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, because there will be plenty of more ZX4 content coming, especially obviously once we get the tune and we get the exhaust. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care.